Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. If you've been keeping up with my lock journey, then you know that this video is very exciting, and honestly it's a blessing that I'm able to make this video. To sum up everything that's been going on, to be honest, at the beginning of April I thought I was gonna have to cut all of my locks out and start over because I went a very long time in between my reties. I can't even tell you the last time I had a retie before I got my hair done recently. Thankfully, I didn't have to start my journey over. I just had to lose a few locks. And by a few, I mean this many right here, plus like 12 more. But we'll get into that a little bit later. If you're interested in seeing all those videos, definitely go back and check them out. I'll have it linked up there in the iCards and also in the description box. But for now, this video is going to be only for the people that know what's going on, because I'm going to be doing a Q&A in this video, and I'm also going to be recounting my locks and just counting the ones that I lost over here. So go back and catch up if you need to. But for now, let's go ahead and get into this Q&A. So first question is, have you considered combining your locks to decrease the number of locks and have a stronger foundation for your locks? So to answer the question, yes. Honestly, with this whole retie, I was willing to do anything to make my foundation stronger, because I was going into it already knowing that maybe retightening 4 to 5 inches of new growth, it was going to cause a really big line of demarcation in my locks, and I was honestly willing to do whatever. If I had to combine. If I had to cut some out and start over, so be it. I was willing to do anything. I just didn't want to start over completely from scratch. So some of my locks were combined during this process, but we did not intentionally go in and combine like every single lock in every row. My mom just combined the ones that were really raggedy. Not raggedy, let me take that back, not raggedy. We just combined the ones that were really, you know, extremely small, like grossly unnecessarily small. We combined those together, but we just left the other ones alone. As far as combining my locks in the future, if I see myself doing that, possibly, especially if I can't find a reliable loctician, I see myself doing that. But for now, I didn't really want to combine in bulk. I could have, but I just didn't want to. Next question is, the roots looked pretty small during the retightening. Do you think that will affect the integrity of your locks? And if so, how do you plan to manage it? Possibly. I went into this knowing that probably will be a big line of demarcation, like I was saying in the first question, from the lock that was retied versus what was left over. All of this was retied, and then all of this was just normal. Honestly, this one doesn't look that bad. Some of my locks you can really tell, especially the ones in the midsection up here, and some of them it really wasn't that big of a deal. I'm reading the question again because I forgot. Most likely it will affect the integrity of my locks. Now my mom, on the other hand, she seems to think that it's going to be fine, because if you go back to my installation video, my locks that were installed were all really small like this, and they just swelled up to this size. So she seems to think that it's going to be fine, especially because I'm not really one to style my hair a lot, so it won't be a lot of manipulation going on or anything like that. To manage it, I'm really not going to do anything different other than keeping up with my reties this time, but I do plan on just making sure that I'm not pulling my hair really tight whenever I do styles. For example, for this style that I have, I just have one little ponytail holder like this wrapped around once, so it's not very tight at all. I don't want to cause any attention to my roots, because my roots at this point are significantly smaller than the rest of the locks, at least some of them, not all of them, but some. Next question is actually about my mom. Has she ever thought about becoming a loctician? My mom is one of those people that's talented at doing hair, but she does not like to do hair. I don't think she plans on ever becoming a loctician. In the back where the loctician did your hair, is the grid still intact? And can you show us the difference between your mom's and the loctician's work? I will be showing you the difference between my mom's work and the loctician's. And no, there is no grid at all. So that's also part of the reason why I decided that I wanted my mom to do it, because I didn't really like the look of the no grid thing. I wanted my mom to do it because my mom knows how my hair was. She knows the grid. And also the loctician that I went to is actually a Sister Locks trainee. Since I don't have Sister Locks, I'm thinking maybe that's why she didn't do a grid with me, because I already had so many locks already installed, and there is no right grid for Microlocs or anything like that. Y'all know Sister Locks is like a patented thing where you have to have a certain grid and you have to use certain tools. So since I didn't have that, I'm thinking maybe Possibly, I don't know, she thought that she just didn't have to do a grid. I don't know. I will be showing y'all up close views of my hair, but that'll be at the end. I want to go ahead and get the Q&A taken care of first. Now that your mom has gotten your hair back in pristine status, so what are your new goals for protecting and managing your hair? Obviously, the number one thing that I'm gonna do differently is keep up with my reties this time. I'm not gonna go over 10 weeks. That's my goal. And then as far as taking care of my hair, I have tweaked my morning and my night routine based off of like my experience with going wrong the first time, and also what the loctician told me that she thought that I should do for my hair and my hair texture. Even though she didn't repair my hair, I am still grateful that I was able to go to her because she gave me a lot of good tips as far as like what I was doing wrong with my hair, considering my hair texture and stuff like that. So I'm still really grateful that I went to her. I also do plan on changing my wash day routine too, because she was able to give me some tips about how I should wash my hair, whether or not I should still be braiding and banding, what the true purpose of that is for, and also like what products to use for my wash day. So if y'all want an updated morning routine, night routine, and an updated wash day routine, just let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to do that for y'all, because it's definitely changing from here on out. This question is regarding the locks that I cut out. The question is, will I try to reattach them? The answer is no, I won't. I mean, I'm gonna keep these. I'm not gonna throw these away just in case maybe in the future I want to reattach them. But for now, that is not my priority, trying to reattach locks. Like, I feel like I have so many already that I'm just not interested in doing that right now. Did you combine any of your locks during the retightening this time around? Yes, we did. So my mom did combine the ones that she thought were really small. So we did end up combining a few, but I don't think we combined too much. So this question is regarding one of my previous videos about the cost of the maintenance in my area, and somebody said, you said it was around $1,400 for a retie. Like, what, like, you know, y'all just want to know what's going on with the $1,400 retie. Y'all, Houston is Scammerville, okay? Just know that. People will scam you. They will get whatever they can get from you. Is grimy out here. I feel like it is super hard to find a reliable beautician, not even just loctician, just like beauty maintenance period, because sometimes like the prices just skyrocketed out of this world ridiculous, and then sometimes they won't even tell you the price. They will straight up ask you, what are you willing to pay? I've had that done to me so many times. Like, I've gone into consultations and they will ask me, what is your budget? Instead of just giving me the prices, they will ask you, what is your budget? And to me, that's just set up for a scam. So if I'm willing to pay $1,000 for a retie, you gonna take that instead of just telling me that your real prices are like $250 to $300. They do that around here. And so if I hear something and it just doesn't hit my ear right, I already know to leave those people alone. And then reason number two, they said that they don't normally take clients that they basically have never seen before, and that it was also going to be an additional cost because I have Microlocs. I don't have sister locks. She kind of caught herself alluding to the fact that she was going to be doing me a favor, because not many locticians in Houston take people with Microlocs, especially if they didn't install them themselves. $1,000. You can get all the way up out of here with that. Do you plan on separating your locks in between reties? If so, how often? Yes. I think that this is my #1 mistake from my last situation, or before this retie. I knew that you were supposed to separate your hair often, but I just didn't really see the point in doing it that much, so I didn't. I was not separating my hair like how I should be, especially after wash days. I would just take my hair out of the braid out and just go about my business, instead of actually going through from root to ends and detangling like this. We actually found that when my mom was retightening my hair, a lot of the locks that were clumped together were literally in a braided pattern, and that's just because I wasn't undoing my braids all the way at the root. I was just kind of like leaving it, so it was kind of clumped up in those sections where I put my braids in. How many total hours did it take to repair your hair? Let me go back to my calendar. So we started on the 31st. Then we didn't work again until the 5th and 6th. And on those days, we did 4 hours each. So that's what, 4, 8, 9 hours. And then the following week, we did Tuesday and Wednesday again. So that was another 8 hours. 4 hours each day. So what is that? Last week, we worked Monday through Friday. Each day we did like 4 hours. So that's like 4, 8, so 16. 2, 3, I want to say about 35. No more than 35 hours, I think. Do you have any goals for the length of your hair? No ma'am, I do not. I don't have any cosmetic goals for my hair right now. Right now I'm just focused on the health of my hair, not necessarily the length and everything like that, because I know that that will come. Alright y'all, so those are all the questions that I'm going to be answering today from the Q&A. Let's do a little lock tour. I'm going to start off with the front. I want to show y'all this lock because we had to restart this one. Unfortunately, it's smack dab in the front, so that is not really ideal, but you know, that's okay. And then another lock that I wanted to show y'all in the front that stuck out to me. This is another one that's in the front that we had to cut. So this one is one that stuck out to me. I do want to turn around and show y'all the ones that the loctician did in comparison to what my mom did. Now hopefully I can like separate my hair right. In the back of my head, I want y'all to pay attention to the tiny locks that I'm going to show y'all, because those are the ones that she restarted. Just not straight, but that's the only part that bothers me. I do want to go ahead and show y'all what the rest of my hair is looking like, or at least give you like a little tour of what it's looking like. But can you believe you can see my scalp again? How amazing! I used to do these little lock tours all the time, like on a monthly basis when I first started, so I haven't done that in a really long time, actually parting and showing y'all the grid and all that stuff in a long time. So forgive me if this was like a little bit ratchet, which I know it kind of is. Let's go ahead and talk about these locks that I lost. So I did count these 20 locks right here. Some of them are like shorter locks like this, and that's just because we had to cut off like the ends of a lock. And then I also have some that were just full length that just didn't make it, and we restarted all of the locks, so I don't even know if I could say we lost them, because my lock count is kind of still the same, because most of them that I lost we just restarted, so I still have that lock. It's just really tiny and short and shriveled up like this. But we're just gonna say, for video's sake, these are the locks that I lost because they are detached from my head. That's gonna be all for today's video. As always, if I didn't answer your question, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I try my best to respond to everybody. Do I have hair on my forehead? Yes, I do. I hope that wasn't like that the whole video. I'll talk to y'all in my next video, and I'm out.